So there's two different ways we could do a problem like this, right? But okay. Because we're given a graph and we're asked to find the points, we can do this one of two ways. Here I'm going to do option 1. You okay, Diego? And for number 8, I'm going to do option 2. Okay? So number 7 says I'm reflecting across the y-axis. That's right here. So I know that my new triangle is going to be somewhere on the other side of that line, in this little highlighted box. Okay? So the first way that I could do this is just by graphing it. Thank you. Okay. So like we talked about with the graphing, I just count from point to point until I hit that line of reflection, and I count the same number of points past the line of reflection. So E is 2 spaces away. How far away is E prime going to be? 2. F is 5 spaces away. F prime is going to be 5 more. D is 3 spaces away. D prime is going to be 3 more. Okay? So now that I have my reflection done, I could just go through and look at what all the 6 coordinates are. So F is at -5, -1. E is at -2, 0. D is at -3, -4. E prime is at 2, 0. F is at 5, -1, and D prime is at 3, -4. All right. What did we change from pre-image to image? The X coordinate or the Y? We changed the X. -3 turned to 3, -2 turned to 2, -5 turned to 5. We changed our X coordinate. So if we wanted to write the rule, what rule could we write for this? Sure.
Why on the pre-image it says E, but on the prime it says C?
Right here?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's supposed to be an E.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, okay.
Like, the line looks like it was.
Yeah, that's all right. Sometimes I write too fast.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. So if I change my X, right, I flip the sign of my X, how can I write the rule? What rule would that be? If we flip the sign of our X? There we go, yeah. But again, there's only 2 options. So if you know it's not one, it's got to be the other. -X, because my X went from negative to positive, comma, Y. All my Y's stayed the same.
Is it possible for your X to go from, like if it were to be positive, could it go from positive to negative?
Yes, that's what this right here means, is that we're flipping whatever we see. So if I see a negative, it turns positive.
Yeah.
If these were all positive, they would turn negative.
Yeah, but if these were all positive and it turned into negative, would it just be normal X, or would it still be negative?
It would still be -X, yeah.
So it'll always be negative X?
Right, yeah. But the rule is the rule. It's like looking up a definition. It's not going to change, right? The definition is the definition. That's a really good question. If we look back, right, that minus sign just means we're flipping the sign. So if it's plus, it becomes minus. If it's minus, it becomes plus. And that goes for both rules, right? Okay. That's the first way we can do it. Just graphing it. A lot of us are really comfortable counting on the graph and doing all that. The second way to do it is to identify the points. So K is at -2, -2. L is at -2, -3. And J is at -5, -3. What axis am I reflecting on in number 8, does it say? Number 8? X. It says the X. Okay, if I look up right there, it says the X-axis, right? So my shape is going to flip over that line and be somewhere up here. Now, because I'm flipping over the X-axis, I can go in my notebook just like I can during a quiz, and I can see, oh, my rule is X, -Y. Okay, my rule is X, -Y. Which means I'm going to leave all my X coordinates the same. Take a look. -5 stays -5. -2 stays as -2. And -2 stays at -2. But I'm going to flip the sign of my Y coordinate. So what would -3 become if we flip the sign? 3. What would -2 become? 2. And what would -3 become? 3. So this is just going backwards, right? Now that I have the points, I can just plot these 3 points and finish out my graph. So negative 5, 3, boom, boom. That's J prime. Negative 2, 2 is K prime. And negative 2, 3 is L prime. I connect the dots, make it look nice. And that is a nice little reflection over the x-axis. We see our triangle flipped upside down. That's what we want to see. So it doesn't matter which way you would do it. Now, this doesn't necessarily pertain to the quiz because the quiz is on the Chromebook and it's multiple choice, so you're not going to be drawing anything, right? But when we do take our test a week from today, next Friday, it will be on paper, and you're going to have to do all kinds of counting and drawing and plotting and all that stuff. All right? Any questions I can answer about that? How's our confidence level feeling about the quiz? Thumbs up, we're feeling nice and confident. Thumbs sideways, we're kind of feeling confident. Thumbs down, we don't feel confident. Okay.